Have you ever been in a situation where you're trying to send money on Venmo and suddenly you're hit with a limit reached message? It's a frustrating surprise, especially when you're just trying to pay a friend back or split a bill. But what exactly are those limits, and how can you navigate them? Today, we're breaking down Venmo's daily and weekly sending limits. The first thing you need to understand is that Venmo's limits depend on one major factor: whether or not you've verified your identity. For unverified personal accounts, the limits are pretty low. Your weekly spending limit for all person-to-person payments and purchases is just under $300. That's a total of $299.99 per week. If you're using Venmo to transfer money to your bank, that limit is a bit higher at $999.99 per week. Now, let's talk about verified accounts. This is where the limits get a massive boost. Once you've completed the identity verification process, your weekly sending limit for payments to other Venmo users jumps all the way to $60,000. That's right, $60,000. For combined purchases, like in-store QR code payments or online checkouts, the limit is $7,000 per week. And for bank transfers, you can move up to $19,999.99 per week. Another important detail is how these limits are calculated. Venmo uses what's called a rolling weekly limit. This doesn't mean your limit resets every Sunday at midnight. Instead, a transaction counts against your limit for exactly 7 days from the time it's made. So, if you send a payment on a Tuesday morning, it will no longer count against your limit the following Tuesday morning. And what about a daily limit? Venmo doesn't really have one for standard person-to-person payments. Instead, it's all about that rolling weekly cap. However, if you're using a Venmo debit card, there are specific daily limits for things like ATM withdrawals and purchases, so be sure to check those out. So, the takeaway is simple: if you plan on using Venmo for anything more than small, occasional payments, take a few minutes to verify your identity. It's a quick process that can save you a lot of hassle and give you the freedom to use the app without worrying about hitting a wall. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.